coming in. Now, Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives Nancy Pelosi will meet Taiwan's president on Wednesday. Interestingly, Pelosi did not include Taiwan in her official itinerary. This comes after China issued a strong warning to the Biden administration, suggesting that the PLA will take action against Pelosi if she goes ahead with her planned visit. That's the piece of breaking news that's coming in. I'm joined by Abhishek Jha on the broadcast amid these simmering tensions between China and the United States. Abhishek, so what action can the Chinese take when it comes to Pelosi's visit to Taiwan? Or is this just a war of words between the two administrations as China tries to flex its muscle when it comes to its right over Taiwan?
Ayushman, as long as nothing unfortunate happens, it will be just seen as a aggressive posturing from the Chinese side. But we must also know that in the last few days, Chinese side has been specifically aggressive in terms of military and strategic assets that they have started operating in South China Sea. Especially, they have had a military exercise that drill probably also included projectile assets and some missiles, it was reported. But then from today onwards, they have also declared a week of naval exercise or military exercise in that area where, of course, the Nancy Pelosi, if she goes to Taiwan, she will be flying above the sea or in those airspace where Chinese military have declared that they will be conducting some drills. So possibly this is something that Chinese side are trying to, in most strongest terms, they are trying to alarm or warn American side that they are doing everything and they might do something unprecedented also, because China has also said that in past that they will not like USA to cross the red lines of China. In fact, last week, Thursday, when Chinese President and US President Biden, they had a conversation on phone. Chinese President had said to his US counterpart that those who play with fire, they perish by it. So that was very strong statement coming from our head of state to another. And this statement was made in the context of Taiwan and how China considers Taiwan as part of one China, and how any step or any effort to encourage independent Taiwan will be dealt with a very strong-handed Chinese side. So this is something that China has always maintained, and Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs have regularly in their briefings have always expressed their displeasure about a possible visit of one of the highest ranking U.S. elected official to Taiwan. And despite all those facts, we are learning that Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of House of Representatives from USA, will be visiting Taiwan tomorrow, and probably she'll be staying there overnight before moving ahead for a journey in other Indo-Pacific nations.
And Abhishek, could we see an extensive security detail for Nancy Pelosi? And at the same time, what are the American allies? What's the rumblings in the diplomatic circles after that strong warning coming in from China, but Nancy Pelosi going ahead with that visit?
So we know that a normal standard operating procedure for any high-ranking U.S. official is that U.S. moves their strategic assets, including their planes, their satellites, and all those USS heavy carriers. They start touring those areas and those satellites, and those special, attention are paid on those visits, which are strategically very important. And if the person is very, the security threat is very high risk, especially Nancy Pelosi, who is almost at the same rank with the U.S. President, but she is third in protocol in U.S. administration, is certainly a very high-risk category person, where USA would like every effort to do in order to keep her safe and away from any threat. And especially when it is from Chinese side, then the USA is not leaving any loophole. A foolproof security is being extended to her. Absolutely. We have also learned that there has been certain movement of U.S. assets in and around Taiwan or in South China Sea. Also, Chinese side have also flown their fighter jets in Taiwanese airspace in the last 1 week so many times. In fact, today also there has been one incursion of 4 Chinese jets flying over Taiwan airspace. And this is clearly being seen as a very strong message from Chinese side to USA that that the visit of Nancy Pelosi is surely not welcomed by the Chinese officials or the Chinese government. But it looks, on the face of it, it looks like that U.S. House Speaker is certainly going ahead with her planned visit to Taiwan.
Absolutely. This will only escalate tensions between the United States and China, currently locked in a trade war. Thank you, Abhishek, for joining us on a broadcast. We'll take a short break. More news and updates on the other side.